Okay, so we are back. We've got Dark Eldar versus some Orks and 2,000 point ITC game. We're playing Scenario 5, which is Precious Cargo. And on the board here, we've got our 4 objectives. And once we set up, we'll get to move a couple of those objectives, whichever ones we decide are our precious cargo to our team. The way that one works for the bonus point is if you, at the end of your turn, are holding the precious cargo of your enemy, you gain a point. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll go over the armies and then roll to see who deploys. So here we have 2,000 points of Dark Eldar. We're running the list that we played just a little bit ago. So in this list we have some Capelite Warriors. This is of course the Black Heart, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Club House of the Black Heart. I don't know. That can't be it. That can't be it at all. So we have the Black Heart Obsession, and we have Capelite Warriors that are in Raiders. Everything has Dark Lances, because those seem to be pretty fun when you're rolling decently with them. We've got a couple Ravagers there. We've got some Incubi and a Venom. We've got our Archons there. We've got a handful of Scourges, and we have some Razorwing Jet Fighters. And again, everything pretty much equipped with Dark Lances. We're playing a little, probably on the smaller side, horde of Orks, so it'll be interesting. I imagine we'll evaporate some of them, but we don't have a bunch of mass shooting necessarily, so it will be an interesting game. Let's go take a look at Orks.
So this is the 2,000 points of Orks I'll be running today. This is a battalion detachment. Let's see. We start with our war boss on bike, and he's got 7 war bikers that are going to be near him. For troops, we're running a little 10-man Grot squad just to fill some points, and then we've got 2 30-man mobs of boys here, each one with a knob and a claw. Our other HQ choices, we've got 2 weird boys that are going alongside the war boss. We've got 2 battle wagons, each one with 5 mega knobs and 5 killicans. So kind of it's kind of a friendly orc list, but I think orcs are really good right now. So we'll see how it works, because I'm running the jump on the 2 weird boys, so we're gonna be able to kind of put our boys wherever we want, and we'll see how that works out.
Alright, so we got the battlefield all set up. Dark Eldar, we're playing Hammer and Anvil here, and Dark Eldar rolled to go first, so they're all deployed. This is their primary over here. We've got the Orks set up on the front line right over here, and I believe their primary is
pulled it over here.
Right there. So that's their primary objective as well, their precious cargo. And yes. As far as secondaries go, the Dark Eldar chose to go with Big Game Hunter, Reaper, and Old School. And then the Orks, they went with Big Game Hunter, Old School, and Behind Enemy Lines. So we're going to see if the Orks can seize the initiative. If not, we will go to Dark Eldar first turn. So Orks, you going to roll for it?
Yeah.
All right.
4.
That won't do it. Dark Eldar, turn 1. Okay, so we're at the end of Dark Eldar, turn 1, and everything kind of moved back to kind of control the backside of their territory. The Razorwing Jet Fighters did move up. Everyone dumped all the Dark Lance shots into that battle wagon, and there was some mixed rolling there. We had some good shots and then some bad rolling. We did end up putting 14 wounds on it. Couldn't get that last 2 down to kill it. I think we also put 5 wounds on one of those Daka Jets over there with some of the Dark Lances from the back over there. So as of right now, we're only going to score for holding objective. Nothing to add for Reaper or to Big Game Hunter, but hopefully we'll be able to stave off this Orc horde and maybe get some points in the next turn. So we're going to move over to Orcs turn 1.
Orcs turn 1. So we casted Warpath on this mob here, and then attempted to do the jump, but missed the roll by 1. And when we went to do the command reroll, the Dark Eldar used their stratagem to cancel our stratagem. So they got stuck in there. So they're stuck back here for this turn. Also with the new FAQ, could not attempt to jump with the other Psyker. So they all got stuck back here. So I'm having a foot slog. Battle wagons moved up. Everything just moved up just a little bit. I'm also I didn't really think about it as I was setting up, but I'm getting really pinched here for movement. Orks, I guess that's something. I don't really play orks very much. You gotta really think about how much space you have to move with them. Everything pretty much committed to shooting the Razor Wing that was here, and we finally took it down with the last Dakajet shots. They moved up. So we did okay objective-wise. Not loving the chances of marching towards all those Dark Lances. We'll see how it goes.
Alright, so we just finished turn 2 of the Dark Eldar. Mostly just more shooting that's going on here. We did finally take out that other battle wagon. We put 1 wound on this one over here. Razor Wing jumped up. It's actually the one that killed the battle wagon, and put some shots into the bikes. We did kill one of those bikers. We put some wounds on one of the Dakajetts and killed it, and I don't think we put any on this guy. We tried hitting it, but that was about it. So we're holding our objectives. We've killed 2. We've got 3 towards Reaper, and that's about it this far, but the Orks are slowly making their way up the board. We'll see what happens on their turn 2.
So the Orks are having a really hard time coming up with a strategy. They're not really looking forward to running all the way downfield at this Dark Eldar gun line. But we did a little bit. We used a stratagem on the battle wagon to charge 3d6 into that unit of Calibite warriors there. And then our bikes moved up, the Warlord moved up, the cans and stuff. They just kind of castled up to hide because they're just going to get shot off the board. And then we just couldn't help ourselves. The Razor Wing has to go minimum 20 inches, so we just peppered the board with bodies so there's no suitable landing zone for him because he is really hard for us to kill. So that's our turn. We didn't kill anything. We're still holding 2 objectives. It's not looking great. I don't know.
Okay, so we're at the end of Dark Eldar turn 3 already here, and we were able to kill the battle wagon that was coming in. It did explode, and that was pretty big. It did 4 wounds, I think, to that Dakajet, killed a few of my Dark Eldar over here, and then actually 2 of the Mega Knobs got lost.
They were just really clumsy.
They were just really clumsy. They couldn't quite get out. We did a lot of damage to those bikes. We killed, I think, 4 of them this turn as they were coming in. And I did lose that Razor Wing jet fighter to just not being able to place it over in that corner. So that was gone, and the Orks got a big game hunter for that one. Everything else just kind of shot into the Dakajet. We did put, I think it's down to 8. It has 8 wounds on it. 4 wounds left. And everything's just kind of huddled in the corner there. Orks are sort of considering working their way up, and they're about to take their turn 3. The points are decently close, but we'll see what happens as we kind of approach these last few rounds.
The Orks turn 3. They're running out of good ideas. We're still just kind of castling up back here. I started pulling things back, which is not what I wanted to do, but running across this giant open field at all these Raiders and Ravagers is just killing me. For whatever reason, I'm realizing it was a huge mistake. I did that with my bikes. Cool thing is I did make it all the way over here into combat, but they're really not that good in combat anyway. They killed a couple warriors. That was it. What was good though was those Mega Knobs came over here and took out. Was that a Ravager or a Raider? They took out the vehicle that was here, the Raider that was here. So that was pretty sweet. And then they were able to consolidate into combat. So I'm gonna stop those guys from being able to shoot at me, but I don't think it matters because they're just gonna pull back, and boom, boom, all these vehicles are about to make my day. So it's really interesting. I'm realizing points wise I might be in a good spot because I've been able to get a lot of my secondaries and been just holding down these objectives the whole time, but they don't really feel like we're winning. Well, I guess I don't know. It's anybody's game.
All right, so we're at the end of Dark Eldar turn 4, and we went ahead, we killed off that last biker there that was in that assault, and then we killed off the Mega Knobs. We pulled those Cavalite warriors back, and we shot into them with some Dark Lances, and that killed them. We also did the same with the Daka Jet that was over there, and killed him with a Dark Lance. And so Dark Eldar all back here, scored a few for the big game hunter, and held objective, killed one, actually killed 3 units, and we're going to be turning it back over to the Orks. I will say it's like, you know, Dark Eldar are doing decent with the shooting, but I think that they chose poor secondary objectives, and that might bite them in the butt at the end with scoring. So we'll see what happens.
Orks turn 4. We once again failed the jump. This is the 3rd time this game that I've failed the jump. So my guys are still stuck back here. They're not doing nothing. They are holding objectives. And the cans kind of just shifted around or are hiding. There's no real targets for them to shoot at. What we did do, though, is we moved the Warlord up, and that allowed me to use Dawa with the Mega Knobs, who took out that Raider and managed to consolidate and lock up the warriors that came out. So that was good. They're probably going to get shot off the board, but I don't know. They're pretty hardy. We'll see if they can snag me behind enemy lines next turn.
Okay, turn 5, Dark Eldar. So they shot up, they broke away from close combat with that Mega Knob there, this unit that got tied in, and everybody shot into those Mega Knobs, killed 4 of them, that guy has 1 wound left on him, and he'll be dead. And that was about it. So we didn't even get a kill unit. That was real close though. He made a morale check, getting 1 more wound on that. And Orks are still...
Well, he did the breaking heads.
Breaking heads, yeah, to save himself. So, anyways, yeah, that's Dark Eldar. Pretty close game there. I did finally get 20 units killed, or yeah, enemy units, yeah, so I got 1 Reaper secondary, but we're going to go on to Orks turn 5.
So finally on... Is this turn 5 or 6?
5.
Turn 5. All right, so finally on turn 5, we did finally get the jump to go off. So we pulled that unit of boys. Woo, they teleported like magic, because somehow Orks can do that. Over here, wiped out 1 squad of warriors, got stuck in with the other one, sitting on their objective. The Mega Knob actually hopped up and took out that Raider, which was pretty epic, although he's sitting up there to die now. That was the entirety of the Orks turn. The rest of it was just kind of shifting around to make sure we don't lose our own objective. But it was a really good turn for them, because I was thinking they maybe couldn't pull this out, and now it's looking like maybe they will.
All right, last turn, Dark Eldar, and what did we do? We had broken away from this close combat, and actually everything shot into it, which is pretty successful. We killed almost everything. He's got 6 left, essentially. Does put us in a weird position where...
15.
Killed 15. Yeah. We'll have to measure to see what's holding this objective. I think it's pretty close on who's holding it right now. And then I dropped those Ravager, or Scourges back there. They shot into the grots, killed 2 of them, and that
failed their charge.
And failed the charge, yeah. So that's about it. So we're gonna move over to Orks, but this is gonna wrap it up. So the next time we come back, we'll tell you how it went. All right, so that's the game. We are finished up here. Orks just took their turn 6, and we ended up getting Linebreaker for the Scourge in the back. He was able to hold down against those grots. They did smite him a bit, so they lost 4, but they held their ground. And he ended up holding that objective. I couldn't get him off of it, and he didn't charge to pull me back in, so he handily took my priority target back there. And what else? So didn't kill anything, tried to kill the Incubi, wasn't able to put any hits on them from the Orks. Sort of interesting game. Definitely was favoring sort of Dark Eldar in the beginning, but this mob of Orks came in, and they really were better able to score secondaries, and then because they were able to hold that objective, they started doubling down on points because they were holding more, holding objectives, and holding my objective for 2 turns. So maxing out those for 2, caught them up, and actually was able to throw them over the scoreboard and beat the Dark Eldar. I have to burn the Dark Eldar now. They're not worth anything.
I feel like the jump power, I feel like it's broken. You shouldn't be able to deep strike 30 orcs into the backfield. I understand, you can deep strike 5-man Terminator squads and things like that, but 30 orcs is just too much.
Yeah, and it could have been
really
worse.
Swung it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what swung it. Of course, I couldn't get it. I mean, it's even more broken. I should have been able to do it a couple times, and I only was able to do it once in 6 times.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was able to use the Agents of Vec to cancel it the first time, and that was it. But yeah, it's kind of tough with. I mean, Dark Eldar definitely are able to, with the Dark Lances, smash vehicles and really, kill those tough units. But when you have hordes of things, definitely, it's not really good putting D6 wounds on
those
orc boys.
warriors, those warriors put out a lot of shots. They did pretty good.
Yeah, we did almost take out that whole party of orcs right there, and wish we could have. It might have. I wouldn't have changed that much, but. Anyways, it was a good game, learning experience, and we'll keep playing 8th, and maybe I'll get a little better. Won't lose a plane next time. That's unlikely.